10 things actors need to learn as soon as possible. Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Cornwall with Get Taped here in Atlanta, Georgia, one of Atlanta's original audition taping services, which I co-own with my amazingly talented, beautiful wife and best friend, Brooke. Gotta get out of the way. And now on to our topic. 10 things actors need to learn ASAP. Hey, we don't have any sponsors for this channel, at least not yet, but it takes a lot of time and resources to put all this content together every week. So if you're getting value from our channel, please like, subscribe, but more importantly, share this content with your friends. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a green actor, a new actor, a noob. Everyone starts there. And it's hard to know what you don't know. Heck, I remember I was 30, I think, when I realized that S-E-G-U-E spells segue. Yeah. So the purpose of this video is to give you 10 things you absolutely need to know sooner rather than later if you want to call yourself a professional actor. Warning, if you consider yourself a veteran or a professional, keep watching. There's something in here for everyone. So here's a list that is non-exhaustive. Plus, I threw in a bonus 11th tip at the end. Okay, in the TV and film industry, casted is not a word. It's not. So just strike it from your vocabulary. If you say it, it is a huge, gargantuan red flag that you are new to this industry. It's just cast. Yeah, even the past tense. There is no other spelling of the word than cast. You were cast in that commercial. You became part of that cast when you got cast in that film. And you are hoping you will be cast in that TV show that you were trying out for last week. And that's the next tip. This is not Cheer Squad. You don't try out for an acting job, you audition. The next tip is selfie headshots. Yes, we live in a digital age where it's so easy to take photos and we're so used to taking selfies. But if you want to be a professional actor, you have to use professional headshots. And if you're going to ignore me, then please, for the love of everything that is holy, do not use a photo where you're actually holding the phone. And even if you're not holding the phone, make sure you're not arm's length away from it. Because see what happens the closer I get to the camera lens? My forehead gets bigger. My ears start to disappear. These lenses are so small, they distort you at such short distances. Yes, we're used to it from social media, but it does not make a good headshot. It is not a flattering version of you. So just don't do it. That said, if you're a parent looking to get your kid into acting, it's okay to start out with some homemade photos to begin with. Just understand that the moment you get an agent, they're going to expect you to go out and get professional headshots. Speaking of agencies, when you're ready to submit to one, who should you submit to? Well, if you're in LA or New York, please do not target the top agencies that represent celebrities. And if you're in a smaller market, or if you're in Atlanta, which is considered a medium-sized market, don't go after those top agencies that have been around forever that have 500, 700 actors on their roster. Well, I take that back. Do whatever you want. But if you do submit to these agencies, just don't expect them to ever respond to you, like ever. Think about it this way. If you like to play pickup basketball every other Saturday, and you decided one day on a whim to become an NBA star, do you think the reigning NBA champs would be interested in signing you without any proof that you are a star quality player? No? Yeah. Well, then don't expect anything different to happen when you submit to those top tier agencies. If you're starting out, target the smaller boutique agencies. And while you're waiting to get that dream agent, be careful how much extra or background work you do. Sure, it's great experience, and sometimes it can pay well, except for those non-union extra jobs. But there's only so much you're going to learn from each of those experiences. And since you can't put that experience on an acting resume or on a demo reel, then it's going to be the law of diminishing returns. Unless you're relying on that income to stay afloat, to pay rent, to put food on the table. But if you're doing it to level up your career, just understand that in the eyes of a casting director or an agent, more background experience isn't more attractive. Oh yeah, and you heard right. You're only putting principal speaking roles on your resume. Ooh, And that's another quick tip that I didn't even include in these 10, which is principal is always spelled P-A-L. Think of a pal as the spelling of principal. You're a pal. P-L-E is a standard that you live by and has no business ever being put on your resume. It's pal. It's P-A-L. Please. Okay, so whether or not you have an agent, when you are getting those coveted audition opportunities, especially early in your career, you'll be tempted to blast that all over social media, and I caution you. You'll see a lot of still images from auditions that actors will post, both new actors and veteran actors alike. And occasionally, you'll see full auditions posted online. And first of all, I just want to use this analogy. Have you ever seen a server post a selfie online of hashtag first table? No, they're not advertising that. And I get it, that's not an apples to apples comparison, but it kind of looks weird to those of us who have been doing this for a while. And even worse, if you're putting a full audition on your social media with the volume and that project hasn't finished casting yet, it hasn't aired yet, you are not only doing something very disrespectful, but you might be actually violating the non-disclosure agreement that you either signed explicitly or was somewhere in the notes of the audition when you accepted the invitation. The moral of the story is, if you want this to be your life's work, then you need to start acting like you belong here. And the sooner you adopt that mentality, the better. But Matt, you might say, I need to stand out somehow, and social media is the best way to do that, right? Okay, I do understand that. But like I said, posting screenshots or full auditions, it's not attractive to potential buyers. And by buyers, I just mean an agent that you might be courting, or once you have an agent, the casting directors you will be auditioning for, the showrunners, the producers, directors, etc. If one of those buyers sees that you're posting previous auditions or still shots from those auditions on social media, do you think that's attractive to them? At the very least, it can look like you're new to this industry because you're placing so much importance on those individual auditions. And at worst, it can turn you into a liability in their eyes. Because if you're posting the stuff that might be sensitive, yes, even a still shot can be sensitive material, then they start to think, oh, if I get them on set, are they going to post selfies from their trailer while they're on set in hair, makeup, and wardrobe with those other celebrities, giving away plot points? Yikes. Maybe I don't want to cast this actor. And depending on how egregious the violation seems to be, maybe I'd never want to call this actor into my office again. That may sound extreme, but if you are posting sensitive material on your social media, it stands to reason that they might put you on a list, a do not see list, and no one wants to be on that list. So be careful about that need to stand out. It's usually your FOMO showing, and it's indicative that you might be in a lack mindset or a fear mindset. We're fans of the Steve Martin quote, "Be so good, they can't ignore you." Trust that if you're dedicated and disciplined, that hard work will pay off, and you won't have to do anything to stand out. Let's say that you finally got that dream agent. Congratulations. Don't get complacent. Nothing magical happens on day one. Just like finally getting that first date with the love of your life, which for me was on November 30th, 2007. The work has just started. You have to show up. You have to show them the value you bring to the relationship so that you can ultimately cultivate a lifelong relationship with that agent. Yes, even if you don't expect to be with that agent for your whole life, you want to approach that business relationship with the mentality that you're going to be cultivating something over a long period of time. Right along with that previous tip, don't expect to be an overnight success. There is no linear trajectory to stardom. And hey, I know you think you're the exception to the rule. Little secret, I used to think that as well. And even if you are special, there's still no shortcuts or no formula to success or stardom. So please do not quit your day job that has benefits because you got a one-line role on a TV show that 9 out of 10 of your friends have never even heard of. Yes, that's based on an actual anecdote. And no, it did not end well for that person. This career is full of 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 5 steps forward, 3 steps back, oh, 2 more steps back, no steps. This takes me to the last point, and it's definitely not limited to new actors. In fact, I still struggle with this one. And I have to credit our premarital counselor way back in 2009. His name was Bruce, and he made this amazing point that still sticks with me to this day, especially as it relates to acting. Basically, where do you get your laws from? LAWS, your love, acceptance, worth, and security. And if your answer to any of those is the industry, then you're in desperate need of a recalibration. This industry will make a bad friend and a terrible lover. It will seduce you, which will feel like love initially, but ultimately it will betray that love. Similarly, there will be moments where you'll feel accepted by the industry, and then entire seasons where you don't. And if your worth is defined by booking ratio, the quality of your credits, or the agent you're with, oh, you're in for a rude awakening. Those things, almost 100% of the time, are out of your control. And so it's a terrible proposition to let this industry dictate your worth when you have no control over it. And if you place your financial security, your emotional security in this industry, then when those inevitable droughts come, and they are aplenty, you will not be equipped to weather those storms, both emotionally or financially. So where should your laws come from? Well, I'm not here to give you the answer. In full transparency, for me, it's my God. Especially when I feel myself slipping back into that lie that the industry will somehow love me better this time. Your answer might be something different, but just please do not let it be the industry that provides your love, acceptance, worth, and security. Oh, and as promised, here's the bonus 11th tip, which is just don't spend money unnecessarily, both in your career and in your personal life. I covered 8 actor money mistakes in a video that we dropped just a couple weeks ago that I'll link here, but I'll summarize by saying you need to scrutinize every penny that you spend on headshots, training, other acting-related expenses, and stuff in your personal life. This industry is feast or famine, and unless you're independently wealthy or just have loads of passive income, you need to get very good at managing your finances. Hopefully our free videos help you avoid needless expenditures. If so, let us know by dropping a comment below and sharing with your fellow actors. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on set.